What's up guys, it's Legend X Ronin, and today I have another top 5 video for you guys. In today's top 5, I'll finally be doing my extended list for my top 10 Mortal Kombat characters who could possibly return in Mortal Kombat 11. Now we were able to get 20 likes on the previous list, so here's my extended list just like I promised. Just like the last one, these are characters who I believe could possibly have a chance of returning in Mortal Kombat 11, whether it's as a cameo in the main story, on the main roster, or in the comics. Also, keep in mind that these are characters who either weren't playable in Mortal Kombat X, haven't been seen since the reboot, or only in the comics. Now as usual, these are my own thoughts and opinions which I cannot stress enough, so please feel free to leave your own thoughts in the comments below because I'm always open to others' thoughts and opinions. Now since this is an extended list from my top 10 video, I will be starting from 11 and moving up to 15. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with number 11 on this list, Scarlet. Now, Scarlet, as you know, was a previously new character introduced as DLC in Mortal Kombat 9, and basically after she was introduced as a new character, she grew quite a pretty big fan base, and when Mortal Kombat X was announced, many people were hoping that maybe she would make the main roster, but she didn't. With that being said though, she did make an appearance in Mortal Kombat X's comics where she did play a significant role where she was working with Reiko. And though she did get her legs destroyed by Molina, she didn't necessarily die, so I do feel like she does have a chance of returning and playing a new role in the Mortal Kombat 11 story. It was actually said by one of the writers at NetherRealm Studios, Brian Shard, that Scarlet along with Trimmer was originally written in the Mortal Kombat X story, but it was later thrown out. Now this to me kind of shows that NetherRealm Studios might have plans of doing something with Scarlet as a character. And with her being a highly demanded character, we could possibly see her return in the Mortal Kombat 11 story. Moving on to number 12 on my list, we have LeMay. Now LeMay definitely has a good chance of returning in Mortal Kombat 11. She's one of the many characters who had a cameo in Mortal Kombat X's story, and she's currently one of the many females who's being requested to be DLC in the Combat Pack 2 for Mortal Kombat X. Now LeMay originally appeared in the Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance in the original timeline, and with the course of the new timeline taking the way that it's going, the next story will be Deadly Alliance. Now, I already said in a previous video that I do believe that in Mortal Kombat 11 it will be a joint story between Deadly Alliance and Deception, but altered. With that being said, her chances of reappearing is kind of certain due to the timeline because she did come in Deadly Alliance and the next story would be Deadly Alliance, so I feel like this kind of boosts up her chance of actually being implemented into Mortal Kombat 11. Also, like I've been saying before, I do believe that Onaga could be the main boss in Mortal Kombat 11, and in LeMay's Deception ending, she actually ended up betraying everyone and joining Onaga and becoming his queen. Now, I know this isn't canon, but it was said that this was the course that they thought about going with LeMay, which I kind of feel like it was kind of interesting to see. So maybe they might actually implement this into something being a new story for LeMay as an altered story in this timeline. So maybe we might actually see more of LeMay in Mortal Kombat 11. Moving on to number 13, we have Shujinko. Now Shujinko came into Mortal Kombat as a new character who was supposed to replace Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat Deception. His main goal in the original timeline was to help the Elder Gods, but he was deceived by Onaga, who later he had to defeat to save the realms. Now Shujinko was trained by many of the Mortal Kombat characters, so basically his moveset was a bunch of moves made up from other characters, which kind of made him bland and disliked by the fans. Now Shujinko, he had a couple of cameos in the new timeline. The first cameo he had was in the comics where he was guardian over one of the Komidogu, and due to Havoc's schemes, he got possessed by the Blood Code and tried to attack Takeda. Also, he had a cameo in Cassie Cage's Mortal Kombat X ending where she mistakenly took him for Shang Tsung and attacked him and pretty much killed him. Now, I do feel like we will be seeing Shujinko appear again in Mortal Kombat, but personally, I do feel like it will only be a cameo in the comics or maybe a cameo in the Mortal Kombat 11 story, where he'll be playing a different role than what he did in the original timeline and actually won't be the one to defeat Onaga. But these are my own reasons, so I will be doing this as a topic video for the future. Moving on to number 14, we have Ashrah. Now, I believe that Ashrah could return mainly due to the fact that she's the last NetherRealm character that we haven't seen yet. Now, to me, Ashrah had a pretty good backstory in the original timeline that I do believe NetherRealm Studios could expand on. She's a demon of the Netherrealm who takes on the appearance of a woman in white who found peace when she came upon a holy sword called Chris. Now, the sword's power helps cleanse the soul of the wielder, which leads Ashrah to believe that by slaying demons in the Netherrealm, she could become more humane and will be able to lead the Netherrealm, thus she becomes a demon slayer. Now, I do feel like maybe NetherRealm Studios could expand on this, and maybe Ashrah could play some kind of new role in the new timeline. Like, maybe she could possibly play a role in helping the Revenant characters return to their normal selves, like, who knows. Though we haven't seen nothing from Ashrah in the new timeline, I do feel like maybe the people at NetherRealm Studios might have plans of implementing her into the new games due to the tweet that we got from John Vogel a while back, where he was saying that he would like to see Ashrah make a return. So maybe we could see Ashrah make a return in the comics or maybe in the Mortal Kombat 11 story. Moving on to my final one, number 15, which is actually a three-way tie, we have Kobra, Kira, and Tasia. Now, I know that this might have threw some of you off, and some of you might be wondering why these characters. Well, lately I feel like the Black Dragon Clan have been getting a lot of attention, definitely in Mortal Kombat X. They brought back characters such as Tremor and Tasia, who had cameos in the comics, and Jarek, who also had a cameo in the comics. Okay, so first, I think that we will be seeing a bit of Kobra because of the whole intro between Aaron Black and Kano. Now, I know that this isn't canon, but it could possibly be canon like some of the other intros. Personally, I feel like this would be something that we might see in the comics, like maybe Aaron Black will have an origin story like some of the other characters in the comics, and it might show what happened between the two of them. Next, we have Kira, who had a cameo in the Mortal Kombat 9 game, but it was taken out due to an update. Now, with Kobra being her partner, I am sure that we will be seeing her again. Now, I don't think that she will die like how I believe that Kobra will, but I do think that we most likely will be seeing her in the comics for Mortal Kombat 11. Finally, we have Tasia. Now, the fact that she has a cameo in Mortal Kombat X comics is a definite reason for her to be seen again. For those of you who don't know who Tasia is, she was a former Black Dragon member who was a master swordsman that was killed in the old timeline by Jax in the Mortal Kombat Special Forces game. Now, the fact that she was even brought back in the current timeline kind of tells me that maybe NetherRealm Studios do have plans of doing something with her as a character. Now, Tremor was also killed off in the same game, but he reappeared as a cameo in the Mortal Kombat X comics along with Tasia, and later became playable as DLC in Mortal Kombat X. So maybe they might be considering making her a new female character for Mortal Kombat 11 and keep her around as a Black Dragon member that we can actually play as in the Mortal Kombat games. So these are a list of extended characters who I do believe that we will see in Mortal Kombat 11. Now, of course, these aren't the only characters who I think we will be seeing. There are so many other characters who could possibly return. Personally, I do believe that we will be seeing some more of the Revenant characters also, but I was trying to focus on a few characters who don't get really a lot of attention, like mainly like the 3D era characters. So what do you guys think about the characters that I chose? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Be sure to give this video a like if you liked it. Let's see if we can get this video at least 20 likes. And if you haven't checked out the previous video, please be sure to check that out. I'll leave a link in the description below. Also, quick shout out to @BloodMage, @EricMay798, and @Jaded4MKX on Twitter. They're big fans of Scarlet, LeMay, and Jade, so please be sure to give them a follow. Also, follow me on Twitter @Legend X Ronin to keep up with what I'm doing on my channel. If you're new to my channel, please be sure to check out my other videos and hit that subscribe button for all things Mortal Kombat. This is Legend X Ronin, and I'll see you guys later. Moving on to number 2, Deadly Alliance and Deception will be a joint story. Now, as the new Mortal Kombat timeline continues to follow the previous one like how it currently is, then the next story is actually Deadly Alliance. Now,